You know, they say ground floor information is the most credible because it offers details, immediacy, also direct observation. And when it comes to the economy, well, nobody has a better ground level view than my next guest. I want to bring in now FreightWaves, their founder and CEO, Craig Fuller. And Craig, I've been getting pumped, my man. Some of your ex-posts tracking trends in the economy via trucking, in particular, what's happening with flatbeds. Now, first of all, I'm a city guy, so, you know, you got to explain it a little bit to me, but connect the dots for us, right, between what you're seeing with these flatbed demand rates and a potential manufacturing renaissance.
Well, I am incredibly bullish. This is the most bullish I felt and probably the most interesting trucking market we've ever had because so many things are happening. We are starting to see the manufacturing renaissance play out because it's showing up in the flatbed data. Let me explain what a flatbed is. So think of most trailers that you see on the roads and the highways have a box around it. Some of them have refrigerated units. That's basically a freezer that keeps the temperature of the trailer contents. But a flatbed doesn't have any box around it. And what is hauled on flatbed are things like rolled metals, steel. Lumber is also a big component of the flatbed industry. But here's what's really interesting about what we're seeing in flatbed is normally we see flatbed activity follow single home starts. That's not happening right now. So something else is driving the flatbed market, and it's happening in the industrial belt of the economy. Think of the old Rust Belt. So things like steel, you talked just a few minutes ago, you guys talked about these big power centers being built, these big data centers being built. That is driving, as we start to see manufacturing come back, it's the flatbed freight that will move first because consumers are not getting shipments of flatbeds to their house. It's the manufacturers and the big projects that are actually getting that movement of flatbed activity. And that's how we know that manufacturing and production is coming back to the Americas.
So, Craig, during the State of the Union, President Trump implored Congress to pass the Delilah Law, and effectively it would override state-level procedures when it comes to these CDLs, these big commercial driving licenses. And, of course, it was named after Delilah Coleman. She was severely injured back in 2024. An 18-wheeler driven by an undocumented immigrant from India crashed into her family's car. Senator Jim Banks of Indiana is behind this. He's thrown out a whole bunch of stats that portray a frightening picture of what this is. We've seen videos of it, so we kind of know in general, but I was surprised to see you saying that if Congress passes this, it could spark a trucking super cycle. How does that work?
Yeah, first of all, we have a safety and security crisis happening in the trucking industry because we do not know who's actually hauling freight across the highways. And so this is an important factor because you have organized crime that is colluding with these local communities of undocumented immigrants that are taking advantage of the trucking system. And our entire supply chain is at risk, both on a security basis, but also on a safety basis. A crazy stat is that fatal accidents involving heavy-duty trucks on a per-mile basis have doubled in the past 15 years. So we have a problem that the industry must address, and this is an act that will help do that, is to ensure that the folks that are driving heavy-duty trucks understand the laws, understand the language, and we know who they are, which is so critical to securing the safety and security of our nation's supply chain and highways.
It seems
what this will do, Charles, what this will do is it will take a significant amount of undocumented workers from the trucking industry. Estimates are as many as 20% of the trucking capacity of the drivers that are on the road would not qualify under this rule, and so we would see a significant reduction of capacity, and this probably will double trucking rates. Now, what people are always asking is, how is this going to impact inflation? I have great news there, because even if trucking rates double, the impact to CPI is less than 1% because trucking freight is less than 3% of total cost of goods consumers pay. So there will be a marginal impact to consumer prices, but a much bigger impact to the financial health of American trucking companies, particularly ones that are compliant. Because the problem right now we have, Charles, is we have a two-class system. We have trucking companies that are using undocumented workers and are non-compliant, making money hand over fist at the expense of American trucking companies that are compliant and hire American citizens that cannot survive and have been facing one of the worst financial crises in the industry's history.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, Craig. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos on social media of American drivers saying they're being priced out. And for years we told people, hey, get your license. You can make a decent living. I've got relatives in this business, and we want people to be able to go and get a job there. Certainly Americans, and for the entire industry to thrive. Craig, I got to get you back later. I want to get you back soon about innovation in trucking and whether or not the role maybe AI will play. Thank you, man.
I'd love to, Charles.
All right, thank you very much.